Counter-Narrative News, bringing you daily news today on Thursday, the 20th of April 2023. A radical publisher from France who works on Édition La Fabrique, Ernest Moret, who's 28 years old, was last Tuesday, when arriving in London on the Eurostar train, stopped and detained for 24 hours under the Schedule 7 of the Terrorism Act 2000, which allows police special powers to detain and question people suspected of any involvement in terrorism. This has led to a big protest, including from MEPs and members of the French Parliament, who argue that basically the state repression of the French state has been shopped out to the British far-right authorities in this regards. The Schedule 7 of the Terrorism Act 2000 is used frequently by the British state to harass and to control and to direct, contain, cajole, and to generally manage in their own interests anyone who they seek as a target for harassment and questioning. Going to Sudan, clashes are continuing between the supremacist militia force of the Rapid Support Forces led by General Mohamed Hamdan Dagalo and the head of Sudan's Transitional Governing Council, General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan. Now there's thousands of people have been impacted. People are leaving the capital Khartoum, which is the center of the violence, although there is still clashes in other parts of the country as well. And the resistance forces at the grassroots, the anti-colonial socialist directed forces, are calling on people to support the people's movement, which is trying to gain traction for themselves, but they are basically railed up against these violent supremacist forces. It seems that the Rapid Support Forces and even General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan are both in a kind of a dance with each other to ensure that the grassroots remain squashed and crushed and non-influential as things go forward, and they have the situation in their control. Now, for the Rapid Support Forces are in alliance, and it's been widely reported that the racist death squad from Moscow, the Wagner group, are embedded with them, conducting massacres and military operations and also looting the mineral wealth, not least the gold, of the Sudanese people's land. So in this case, you can see that there's global forces working together, but all of them working together, whichever faction they are, the Sudanese masses are failed. And this is really a big problem globally for the oppressed classes struggling for some kind of people-centered socialistic direction of interest and struggle for themselves, that there is no state that's supporting them in any way, shape or form, but there are many states of West and so-called East of the so-called multipolar emerging world, quote unquote, that are all vested against their interests because they all want to exploit, capitalistically loot the mineral wealth, the land and the labor of especially the so-called third world or global south working classes and peasantry. Going over to Brazil, the International Secretary Bureau Chief General Gonçalves Dias has been sacked by Lula because footage has emerged that he was fraternizing with the far-right loyalists of Bolsonaro, the previous president, at the January the 8th provocation against government buildings in Brasilia. Finally, going over to India, Rahul Gandhi has been charged by basically insulting the name of Modi people in general, but obviously Narendra Modi, the leader of BJP and the Prime Minister of India, is very keen that he tries to shut down or at least punish Rahul Gandhi, who's the leader of the opposition of the Congress Party, as much as possible, because Rahul Gandhi has been leading the charge to expose the deep global corruption of the finance capitalist criminal enterprise, which is the Adani Group, and its very close relations and kind of fusion strategically with the Modi far-right regime in India. That's Counter-Narrative News. Please continue to support us by liking, commenting and sharing our videos, and encouraging your friends and contacts to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us at our Twitter handle at counter_CNN. We wish you a fantastic evening and a big Eid Mubarak to all of our Muslim community and listeners and audiences as well. I hope you've had a very useful and spiritual holy month, and we wish you the best going forward.